Hello. In this video I want to give you some suggested reading, especially if you are enrolled in my C++ unit testing course on Udemy. The book is called Test-Driven Development with C++ by Abdul Wahid Tanner. Even though I was a technical reviewer for this book, I am not making any money by promoting it. I am just promoting it because I actually do believe it's a really good book. I really do believe that it is worth your time going through the book and through all of the examples. What I really like is that the author builds a unit testing framework from scratch and he uses that framework to test itself, to write unit tests for itself. Then he takes this opportunity to also show you the test-driven development methodology. The author had a segment on CPPCon where he presented a lightweight example of a framework that he wrote himself, a unit testing framework, and in this book he shows you a rewritten version of that framework. You don't need any unit testing experience to do the exercises here, but you do need some C++ knowledge. And what I also like about this book is that the author uses modern C++, and you can also improve your C++ skills when doing the exercises. Not only does he use modern C++, I would also say that the code quality is really good. The book is structured in 3 parts. Part 1 is called Testing MVP. This is where you will build all the basic features that a unit testing framework needs, from assertions, and by the way, the author calls them confirms. It's a good way to not confuse them with C++ assertions. Then you will implement the test result summary, test setup and teardown, and so on. In part 2, you will build a logging library and test it with the framework that you just wrote. The focus is more on the TDD process in this part. And finally, in part 3, you will extend and improve your unit testing framework. You will add support for Hamcrest matchers. Don't worry if you don't know what that is. They're basically just like Google test matchers. They're a more flexible way to test your conditions, to write your assertions or confirms, as the author calls them. You will also see the particularities of testing floating points, plus you will also test multiple threads. In summary, I think it's a really nice and useful book because you will see what happens behind the scenes of a unit testing framework.